start.
Oh boy.
There. Oh. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, now I think we're good. Although I did lose Nova's camera. Oh, Nova's back.
I can still hear. So.
I lost my camera for the stream. Hold on a second. Now that's back. Okay. We are live on stream, finally. We are down a person. We're down Wekasui, who plays Orion, the Bard. If they come in later, we will try and get them in. So there might be some technical work with that. But we will we'll just continue with who we have so far. So to catch everybody up on what's happened the last few days in game, we had one half of the group, or actually the whole group, went to the village of Undercliff to go follow up on some demonic activity, devilish activity, that their very quick friendship with a character named Solderit brought them to. They on the way to the village, they saved a tiefling named Falados from being lynched, and Falados has said they'd head up into Waterdeep and try and find Trollskull, and can help them as he has skills as a chef. What else has happened? The one half of the group, Zin, Sylvana, and Orion, had invitations to go to the opera, where they met with Orion's kind of patron, Romalia Haventree, another person named Mert, who is well known in the city of Waterdeep, and then a rich banking family named the Cassalanters, Victoro and Amalia. And the Cassalanters have a potential job for the group and have invited them to dinner the following night. Staying behind in Undercliff was Shin and Sylvaris. They continued the investigation. They learned some more information, which they will probably share with the group, and managed to find one of the animated scarecrows and defeated that. So they did take care of at least one of up to 3 scarecrows that are currently causing issues in Undercliff. They spent the rest of the evening there, and then in the morning would be headed back to Waterdeep. So I will leave it with that. The Orion, Zin, and Sylvana, you would have gone back to Trollskull after the opera and spent the evening there. And then we can bring it to the morning, either at Trollskull or with Shin and Sylvaris. If you have anything you'd like to do on your way back to Waterdeep, or we can just fast forward to everybody's back at Trollskull in Waterdeep. What would you guys like?
I'm good with a time skip.
All right, we'll do that. So your exit from Undercliff is very uneventful. You leave late morning. You were up pretty late fighting the scarecrow. So you do wait a little bit, get some breakfast at the harvest home, and then you head back to Waterdeep. So it'll be probably 11-ish by the time you get to Trollskull and meet up with everybody. So we'll start it at you've entered Trollskull Alley, and you're about to head into Trollskull Manor.
Well, that was something.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh,
Hello,
yeah.
how's
What
it?
happened?
Well, you guys are, you guys have a good adventure? What was going on there?
I should
Oh,
say
you
so.
know, nothing out of the ordinary, just hellish scarecrows piercing into my soul.
Scarecrows.
Yeah.
Were you having a tough time without us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you certainly could have used your help. Yeah, it would have been
Yeah,
nice.
I
But
get it,
I'm
yes.
glad you had your time. Certainly, we were able to handle it, so I don't feel too bad about it. The outcome was pretty good.
I didn't feel as brave without you there to support me.
Aww.
Indeed.
Well, is there any info or information that you guys found or anything to catch us up on?
Yeah, certainly. As it turns out, what we believe is going on, there was a murder that happened, I think it was, right? Am I right? Shin, where three inmates at the nearby prison was suddenly murdered. We don't know any of the details, but as it turns out, coinciding with that event were three separate sightings, I believe, or at least we believe there are three altogether, of these scarecrows that I think you might have heard a little bit about from before. It turns out we met one that night while y'all were at the opera. So here we were sitting by the campfire, and all of a sudden, here comes out of the woods one of these great monsters, and he comes after us, and he starts a little trouble, let's say. And so, we took him out to a little bit of. It got a little, dodgy for a minute, but we did all right. So I believe there's two more that we want to take care of, and now with you guys, I suppose we should be able to do pretty well.
Yeah.
We noticed
Sounds like we've got our work cut out for us.
Varus hit him with a firebolt, I believe, and that's when we noticed it seemed to do more damage than regular attacks. So that's the best way to defeat them is with fire.
Considering it's scarecrows made of straw and fabric, I think
It
that
tracks.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, but they are formidable.
Heard.
Yeah, they've got a few tricks up their sleeve,
yeah.
so you've got to be careful.
Got it.
Interesting. Okay.
So my theory is that some sort of ritual happened that
Ritual.
when those inmates were killed, maybe their souls got transported into those bodies or something of the nature.
That's not a bad. Yeah.
Just speculation.
Yeah.
That's
Not a
theory.
bad theory. Yeah. Yeah. You guys had a far more exciting night than we did. I mean, we still had some
Thanks,
fun,
AJ.
right? So, Sylvana.
Yeah, we had a really good time.
Yeah,
was
yeah. I mean, anyone going to the opera, it's one of the social events.
Very
Yeah.
entertaining show. Very different from what I'm used to at the carnival.
Yeah, we're rubbing shoulders with some rich people. We talked to a couple, I forget their names, whatever, but I know that they're rich and yeah, they're bankers. I see them around.
Just
I've heard
nice
of
people.
them.
Just
Yeah.
nice some good jewelry while you were there.
Oh yeah, of course. My charm. I distracted a
Expect
couple
nothing
ladies
less.
and got some nice necklaces.
I
Let me
stole
know if you guys
heart.
are in the market. Oh. And then but yeah, they offered they kind of propositioned us in a as in a job.
Oh,
Mhm.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
Right, they did.
I was like, wow, it sounds like you were the one with a fun night.
But yeah, they're asking us
Remember.
they're asking us to recover something for them, some jewels that so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
bankers, and I think yeah, they want us to recover someone stole some precious items, and I'm thinking we check it out. I kind of got some weird vibes from them. I feel like they weren't giving us the whole story. I feel like there might be something
Whoever
else
does.
behind it. But if push comes to shove, we can always just take it for ourselves, So we definitely got that going on.
Very nice. I don't suppose you secured any sort
we
of
wanna take
investors
care.
for our lovely place.
They say DS. Oh, great DM. I'm trying to remember. Were they saying that they would help us out with our? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, there was
The whole thing was.
I can't remember the exact value. There was at least 1,000 gold that they were going to offer upon successful completion of the job. You are familiar that they are kind of the leading banking organization in the city. So if you're on their good side, it probably would be easy to secure a loan or
Yeah,
potentially
so-
get more work.
Right. Okay.
I think so. I think
Very nice.
if we didn't really secure anything very specific, but I feel like we have that relationship, especially after we help them out. We should be able to kind of schmooze them up and get some investment in the future.
And Shin,
But
I don't
yeah.
think the name of the family was mentioned yet. I don't think Zin remembered it. But at the Zin would have described that they are one of the leading banking families that would start to raise your suspicions of who that family is.
Hmm.
ooh, you have some background there. um, but yeah, so sounds like your guys' stuff is a little more pressing though. You guys need we need to take care of the leftover creatures. It sounds like.
Well, we could do that.
There's
I'm-
still 2 left, presumably. Yeah.
Well, I will
Scares the
I will
crow.
just
yeah,
say
sure,
you
direct
you let Kara know of the vulnerability to fire, and her being the like one of the
or whatever.
top guards in the Amon's farm. She may be able to keep things under control there, and the dinner invite was for tonight too.
Oh shoot!
Oh, that's true.
Oh
Alright.
wait, real quick. Oh wait, shoot, man, I totally forgot. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my memory today, but we actually have some dinner invites. So yeah, we should. You guys should probably take a bath. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Still
That's
got
a
the scarecrow on
little-
me, eh?
something
I mean,
something
Yeah.
died.
It's a hot
Nice.
summer. It's a little sweaty out.
But to schmooze these guys, we gotta try to be a little fancy at least.
Yes.
And
Fair
at
enough.
about this time, you hear knock knock on the door to Troll Skull.
Okay. You go. Yeah, I'll open the door.
And
Who goes
you're greeted by somebody wearing typical courier clothes, and
Okay.
they see you and they say, "Is this where Orion, Zin, and Sylvana reside?"
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And they hand
Simple
you a envelope that's
Okay.
stamped with a like one of those wax seals on the back of it.
Cool.
Let's see. I open it up.
Yeah.
All right, you open it up, and it is the official invitation to dine with the Cassalanters. There's mention of a carriage that will arrive at about 6 p.m. to pick you up. And then there's also kind of like an area to fill in if there's any particular dietary restrictions that anyone in the group has.
All right. So now that I see the wax seal with the crest,
Oh.
I'm gonna be like, all right, my friends, I have something to tell you, which I've already told Varus.
Okay.
Spill the beans.
Well, Varus, I mentioned to you that I had to go undercover after what I suspect was an attack on my family by a great noble house.
Yes.
This is that house. I suspect it to
Oh.
be. I have no
Oh.
confirmation, but so
Do you know why they might have been attacking?
I'm not completely sure, but it seemed that the head of their household was threatened by my family's rising through the ranks in the city.
Hmm.
Okay.
They don't want
These
someone else
people
getting
don't seem
power.
That's right.
Interesting.
And
So
the
I'll just,
courier
I'll
is,
try and
I will say
talk
the
as little
courier
as
is still
possible.
standing there, kind of waiting for you to fill out the card.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was here. I thought he left already.
It's,
and we
yeah,
just-
it's kind of, you know,
Yeah, we're gonna send it via
fuzzy
pigeon
logic.
back.
No. So, but he
So
didn't overhear. We kind of walked away.
No,
right?
no.
Right,
Look,
and then
obviously,
we realized,
I
oh.
didn't explain that, so you're good.
I guess I check with everyone. Okay, anyone got anything specific to say about what they want to eat or anything that they don't want to eat?
The
Can't eat.
biggest juiciest, finest steak
I
and
think it's
mutton.
dietary restrictions. Yeah.
Like vegetarian, vegan, that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
anyone
I
vegetarian up
haven't
in here?
decided if I'm vegetarian or not yet. I don't
Okay.
think so.
I am
Well,
strictly.
and if
With those
anything-
fangs, I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
No
I'd say we're
dietary.
all good then.
I
And
think
then,
we're all right, yeah.
Okay.
I hand it over to the courier.
And the courier kind of tips his hat at you and goes running off back out of Charles Skull Alley and presumably back to Cassalanters. So now you're aware that about 6 p.m. there should be a carriage arriving for y'all.
Cool.
So now we can turn it back over to Shin and explaining some of his backstory.
Well, that's, I feel like, kind of the
Got
gist
most
of
of
it
it?
for now. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have full confirmation on everything.
For sure.
But yeah, he's like, my family was murdered, and
Well,
so I had
wow.
to go undercover. So
If anything, this gives you a little bit of investigation, like
They have-
ability. We're
they
being
have
invited
been,
into their home.
Mm-hmm.
wait,
We
what?
can always
Sorry.
distract the hosts a little bit if you need to investigate anything.
I think it'll
We'll
be
figure it
okay
out.
as long as, you know, I
Yeah.
keep to being a man of few words.
Gotcha. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna start getting some water ready for you guys to wash up with.
Mhm.
And I'm like, eagerly, I'm like, okay, guys. Actually, I mean, because I have water powers, I can just kind of ferry it into the tub
Cool.
for you guys.
A nice hot bath.
Oh,
Well, I don't know about the heating, if someone has a spell for that, but I will definitely
Yeah,
get
throw
some
a firebolt
water.
at the bottom of a cast iron tub or something.
Oh
I think,
gosh.
I think druids have a
Explode.
cantrip where they can create
Yeah, hang
flame
on,
or
hang
something.
on.
and then me and Varus jump in at the same time.
It's like a jacuzzi.
Yep, we all just chill.
Fantastic.
Giant dragonborn and just a normal scrawny human.
Yeah, you're squeezed in.
I can light a candle or snuff out a camp or a small camp. I can make a tiny campfire.
Underneath the
Just make a tiny campfire underneath.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
That
put on
works.
some fake glasses
Okay.
to the dinner, like just
Are you
like,
Clark Kent?
yeah, so
Because
they,
I
so it
can
can look like
freeze water. Why can't I heat water? That's silly. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess so. Do the makeover montage and the like getting ready
I'm imagining
montage.
fucking Beast with his little bow.
Yes, that's funny. Oh gosh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, so you
But,
do have
yeah.
a few hours if there was anything you wanted to do either around Troll Skull or in the city before dinner.
Did we already kind of get the guy that was gonna cook for us set up?
Falados, he hasn't yet stopped by Troll Skull. It's only been
Okay.
a day, so
days.
he may be
Okay.
still trying to
Okay.
find it.
All right. Well,
Well, I guess
uh,
we could whip up. Wait, no, we're gonna go eat dinner. I would just I
Whip
guess I
up
would
some food.
I would just kind of be like sweeping and cleaning up some rooms maybe just to
yeah,
kind of,
just take some time to work on
Yeah.
the manor. Probably makes sense.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we probably spent a lot of time, cleaning up. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to do. No no shortage of tasks, and I think it's still another day or so before the Carpentry Guild was going to start doing some work too. Because I think you guys had said to have them at least start, not do like a
Yeah.
full renovation, but to at least start getting things cleaned up a bit.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, we could wash some windows, sweep floors, take out trash and stuff.
Yeah.
Clean fireplace.
Yeah, just work on some TLC for a bit before we have to go to dinner, but not too much TLC because we all just had our baths.
Yeah, don't get sweaty again.
And Sylvaris, during the day as well, Rashal, the proprietor of the bookstore that you work at, he pops by. Nothing really of importance, just wanted to see how you're doing and check in on you, since it's been about a day and a half since you were last in the shop. Just want to make sure that you don't forget about him and he doesn't forget about you.
Sylvaris or Sylvana?
Sylvaris, Arthur's character.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm like, huh?
Just gotta run back and
As Shin was
catch up.
As Shin was saying, he's kind of taken to calling him Varus to make it a little bit easier on me, maybe.
Maybe. So I guess I take a little time to go over and chat him up and see how he's doing.
Yeah, and he may ask, like, just if he would expect you in the store to work.
Right. Like, are you going to do any work?
Things like that. But I mean, you've explained to him kind of that the vision and the quest that you're on, and he's been helping you along with that journey. So he understands that you think you found a further step in that. So
right, a couple of leads that I'm following up on, and
right.
and you know, letting them know to check out your store when they get the chance.
Oh, I can't read.
Really?
I have a pretty low intelligence.
I'm pretty sure you can read, Shin.
Just right at that level.
Maybe it's more so not having the motivation to read.
I have a negative
Yeah, you've got an 8. You've got an 8 for intelligence. That's average.
Don't you feel better?
You've got the intelligence of a commoner.
Oh, goody.
Ah, yes. How flattering.
But you've got the charisma of a movie star.
Aw.
So you actually are like a movie star, yeah.
I feel like that's pretty, like, a lot of people who sometimes are overly confident don't always have, like, the
smarts.
False bravado. Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's
that's why they're so confident, because they don't overthink things and they just go. Yeah.
not to kind of put Shin down at all, but it is funny that his intelligence and wisdom are the 2 lowest scores. So not only is it book smarts, but it's also street smarts.
Yeah, I just don't make good decisions, you know.
But the decisions you do make definitely inspire people.
We're like, look at that fella go.
He's doing so much with what he has.
So full of
He's
conviction.
just a little guy.
All right. So where are we time-wise at this point?
We can... Hang on, It's tough having to deal with using my foot pedal as push-to-talk, which is keyed to a letter, because anytime I'm in the notes, it starts typing that letter over and over again. But we can fast forward to the carriage arriving to pick you up if you guys didn't have any major things you wanted to take care of in the city.
No, but I do need a bathroom break real quick.
Sure.
So if you guys need to keep going, but I'll just take a back seat for a second. But I'll be right back.
What we can do while Nova's out is we can do an ad break. Yeah. So we'll do I guess a 2-minute ad break, so everybody can take a 2-minute break if they need it.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll get me something to drink real quick.
Video just turned off on purpose. We'll be back in a moment.
All right. So I'm here in chat. They can't hear me in Discord. So thank you all for coming in. We're just doing a 2-minute ad break while Nova is out at the bathroom. If anybody has tips for Discord on like a different thing I can do for a push to talk button that I could program to my foot pedal so that it's not constantly typing a letter when I'm in a text entry field, that would be amazing. But hopefully everybody's doing good. I saw MJ, I saw Mark, I saw Lestat. Thank you all for coming in. Anybody else that's watching, thank you for coming in and hanging out with this with us on this Sunday afternoon. There's some purple hearts. It's weird that it shows up as two different things. On OBS, it's like a square box with a black heart in it. On the teleprompter, it's just a purple heart. Nani's here too. Welcome in, Nani. Do you know where Weke is? She's disappeared. We've been messaging in Discord. I tried texting her. Nothing. Hopefully she's good. I don't know if she had a movie night last night or something in Discord. I don't know if anything was going on there. Yeah, we are down a player at the moment. With no word, which is kind of troubling. Thanks for doing all the shout outs, Mark. And MJ. I think MJ got 1 or 2 in. It's always nice having the mods. The mod love. Always happy to yell. Yeah. Any, has the key light shipped yet? I know when I got you the galaxy light thing, that shipped pretty quick. It'd be awesome if the key light's there and you get it set up for the raid-a-thon. What's the raid-a-thon? The raid train, right? Raid train. Probably after the weekend. Maybe it'll get there in time for the raid train. Streamfest. I don't know what it's called. I should remember because I've seen the graphic on Mark's Discord quite a bit of dino things and other fun things. It's the 27th? Do I at least have that date correct? I think we're back from ads, but not everybody is back yet. Vamp's back. We're still waiting on Nova. If they ship it Monday, Tuesday, it should be here on time for Saturday. Nice. Yes, the 27th. 6 days from today. That should be a fun time. You're very curious if everything goes well, because the price it was listed on for Throne is not the same price as Amazon. Yeah, I saw that too, because I was looking at, I logged into, did I do Amazon.nl? I think I did that, and I saw a price in euros that was significantly higher than the price I paid. That's why I was suggesting you add it in. Okay, Nova's back. I think we can get back. Everybody good? Could they not hear me? Everybody good? Oh, I'm muted in Discord. Everybody good?
Yep.
Yes.
Check.
Okay, sorry.
Can you hear it?
I was muted in Discord. I muted that in case anybody was talking there, because I was talking to people on stream. Funny how that works. All right, so the hour approaches when the carriage would arrive. I'm assuming y'all are wearing more dinner clothes and not going in your full adventuring kit.
Yes.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Somewhere in between what we normally wear.
Somewhere in
before
between.
to the
Yeah,
opera. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure Shin isn't in full plate armor.
Oh yeah, I'm not in a Paladin armor. I'm in like disguise with glasses and like more
A hoodie, sweatpants.
modest, more
Ski
modest
mask.
clothing.
You borrow some clothing from Varus to look a little more bookish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so the carriage arrives, and it's this enormous ornate carriage that really you don't see very many of in Waterdeep. It's something that really only the wealthiest families could afford. It looks like it could probably seat 10 people inside of it. Obviously, there's only the 5 of you, so it's very spacious inside of it. It's got like gold embellishments all around it. It's 4 horses pulling it, kind of the 2x2. As it pulls up and you exit Troll Skull, there's a person riding on the back that hops off to go open the door for you and get you all in. So it's definitely a very different ride than pretty much all of you are accustomed to. And it takes its way on the main streets of Waterdeep, leading away from Troll Skull, where you guys are, heading west towards the Sea Ward, which is where some of the wealthiest of nobility in Waterdeep reside. As it gets closer and closer, Zin, you're recognizing some of these neighborhoods. Shin, obviously this is also the neighborhood where you would have grown up as well, so you're familiar with the area. For Varus and Sylvana, the city is all still so new to you. You're used to the Feywild and the craziness of anything that you can imagine kind of exists in the Feywild with relation to flora and fauna. Here, it's all man-made creations. It's very tall buildings, all sorts of concrete jungle, all sorts of different types of construction and styles and everything like that. And for Varus, you spent time in Waterdeep, but you've kind of been isolated to certain sections of it. There's been no reason for you to go into some of these other areas, so this is still a new experience for you as well. But eventually the carriage pulls up to the Cassalanter villa, and you see a 3-story mansion with stark white walls, a gleaming crimson roof of what looks to be some sort of clay tiles, but it's not clay from anywhere in the Waterdeep area. They had to have brought the clay in from somewhere else. And it's got turrets, so towers as well on it. And it stands out even among the other opulent estates here in the Sea Ward. It's got green... It does have a wall around it, but as the carriage pulls up and the gate opens, you can see that there's green gardens and perfectly trimmed hedges. There's water, features some fountains that have some enchantment on them for the water to be constantly flowing and spraying and everything. The wall that surrounds this whole manor is probably about 15 feet tall. And it does have a wrought iron gate as the entrance with the Cassalanter family crest on it, which is a Y overlapping a stylized goose being fed, which is that same logo that was on the wax seal on the invitation that you received. And Shin, it's the one that you recognize.
I'm gonna telepathically tell my party members, gonna be like, I'm going to be using a fake name, just to remain anonymous. I shall be known as Jonathan Kent.
Oh, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
It's a great name.
Fantastic.
Surprised you didn't go with Jarnathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
You also see many guards. There's 2 guards at this main gate. There's some guards that you see patrolling around the grounds. There's 2 guards that you see up on the roof of the building as well. So they do have a security presence here as well. The carriage stops and lets you out. The same gentleman that was on the back of the carriage hops down, opens the door for you, and helps you step out of the carriage, because with how many people it's carrying, it is relatively high up compared to other carriages. So there is a step that kind of folds out from the bottom, but it's still a little bit precarious, especially for those of you that wouldn't be used to riding in it. So they do help you out.
Good thing I can fly.
Yes. And you see the green, well manicured lawn, and there's a cobblestone path leading you from the street through the iron gates up to the main front entrance of the house. And you can see off to your right, there's the coach house as well, where you would imagine this carriage would go after it's done transporting people back and forth. There's also many different trees that aren't native to this area that are kind of spread out through the grounds of the house as well. But as you go on the cobblestone path up to the door opens, and there's looks to be an older tiefling male, wrinkled, pale purple skin, long grayish black hair tied in a tight ponytail behind him. It's a man wearing a sharp black suit and some thin-rimmed spectacles, and he looks at you and says, "Ah, the proprietors of Trollskull. Welcome to the Cassalanter Villa. My name is Willifort. I am the Cassalanters' butler, and I will be taking you in. Come on in."
Well, damn.
Thank you very much.
You're brought into an entrance hall to the house. The ceiling is immense. It's like 20-foot ceilings in this building. Very opulent. Stone floors with some very ornate rugs lining walkways through it. But the entrance hall that you're in, there is a magnificent harpsichord that's enchanted and is playing some kind of ethereal music as you enter. There's the crimson carpet runs down a hall toward an open door in the foyer. There's a crystal chandelier above you that is just, again, some other enchantment that the light is just sparkling and bouncing off of everything, and it's like a starburst. Like if you saw in the sky just a whole constellation be created and exploding with light. That's kind of what's going on with the chandelier. It's amazing.
I want that chandelier.
Amazing things to all of you. There's also some symbols that you see on the wall shelf. So if anybody wants to, does anybody have proficiency in religion first?
I don't think I do.
No memento.
Check.
I have a negative one.
I have a
Plus
0.
one.
I'm a plus.
But do you have proficiency?
Hey!
Oh, proficient.
It would show up as like the dot is filled in.
Oh, okay. No.
No.
No. Okay. So if who would like to make a religion check if anything? Or Zin, you had a +1. You'd be welcome to do it.
Arthur had.
I've got a
more.
+3,
Yeah.
so
All right. So you
I
can
call-
do a religion check.
Varus. Yeah.
okay. I'll go for it.
21. So you see these symbols that are on some of the shelving and things. There's kind of in the main part of the chandelier, like the big bulbous brass part at the bottom of it, there's one of these symbols as well. It's a holy symbol of Seamorph, which you know is kind of oddly, it's a patron god of nobility. It's like the main kind of thing with it is nobility is there for a reason to be kind of just rulers and to provide for those who can't provide for themselves. So that you're noticing a lot of those symbols throughout here, which you wouldn't have experience being in this district, so you wouldn't really know much more than that.
Okay. Well, this is a good sign, lads. I do like what I'm seeing. Seems that they might have their hearts in the right place, at least at one time.
Okay.
That's something at least.
Yeah.
All right.
I do like noble aspirations.
As you move through the entrance hall, you're brought into the foyer, and there are 2 guards here as well. It's got some mail armor, chainmail armor with another the symbol of the House Cassalanter there, the Y kind of overlaid over a goose being fed, and they're standing at the foot of stairway leading up. There's a few other doors that you can see here, but you're not led into that area at all. Willifort just kind of motions for you to head up the stairs, and the guards just look at you as you're passing by, and you head up the stairs. And it's this grand staircase, again, this carefully cut, polished stone that none of you, Zin might be familiar with, but it's definitely not something from this area. And you're getting the impression that this family has enough money to bring in the things they find throughout the world to have built this house. So as you follow up the stairway, it kind of curves around to your left as you're going up it, and it opens into a ballroom. And you can imagine that during events in this manner, this could fit easily 150 to 200 guests. It's a just immense ballroom, polished marble floor. There's a mosaic on the floor that Sylvaris, you would recognize as that same symbol of Seamorph. But you're kind of led, so you only see this very quickly. You're led off to your right into immense dining room as well.
Amazing.
The banquet hall, and you see this long wooden dining table that it's got to be probably 30 feet long at least. It could seat more people than you could imagine. You've never seen a table this long before, and there's dozens of chairs all lined up. There are place settings down on the far end of the table, and you kind of, and Willifort leads you down there, and you get the impression that okay, this is the area that we're gonna sit. The table is large enough that at the head of the table there's enough spots for 3 people to sit, but there are 2 place settings there, which you can imagine would be your hosts for the evening, Victoro and Amalia, and then on either side.
You mentioned we had other people. Oh no.
No, this is just with you. On either side there's or on one side there's 3 place settings, on the other side there's 2, since there were 5 of you coming in. So Willifort motions for you to sit, and you all kind of arrange yourselves however you would like. And
Thank you. I little bow to Williford myself, being deferential.
And Williford says, good sir, I will let the Lord and Lady know that you have arrived, and they shall be with you momentarily. And he departs, obviously, to go get the Lord and Lady Cassalanter. So you have a few moments if you'd like to talk amongst yourselves.
Wow, this place is grand.
Yeah. Is there anything I can steal? Is there some shiny
You
stuff?
do notice that the forks and knives are made out of like copper. It's a material that looks more like copper than silver. Zin, roll an insight for me.
Insight.
with a 12, it's different to you. You haven't ever seen, I'll say dining ware. I don't want to say silverware because that connotes that it's made of silver. You haven't seen any dining ware like this before. So Cutlery. There we go. Thank you. There's a word for it. It's a little odd to you, but it's nothing that puts you off. It could just be a show of wealth that this may be more expensive or more valuable, more exclusive than silverware.
Right.
Exotic.
Yeah, more exotic, yeah.
I'll say this, lads. My dad used to make things out of wood. He's quite handy, and it would have taken him many months to make a table anything like this. And I don't even know if he had the skill for it, to be honest.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
So, what do you think is going to go on here?
I hope dinner, because this is a very large table. Dinner.
Nothing too
We are
crazy,
going to be
hopefully.
wined and dined, I believe.
Do I have to
I
roll
believe so.
perception to see if I smell something tasty?
You can, if you like specifics on what you're smelling, you can roll perception. You do.
I just want to know if it smells good at all.
To you, it smells good, regardless of a perception roll or not.
Awesome.
It's not like carnival food good, but it's like high cuisine good. Which
Different kind of good, but still good.
it's not familiar to you from the Feywild, but it is still smelling very good.
Excellent.
To those of you that are around more formal cuisine, it would smell good to you.
As long as I smell meat. I do this a lot.
I feel it.
I guess we should just have a seat and wait for our host then.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there drinks and stuff to kind of get
Yeah.
stuff
Can
going?
we pour?
Yeah, after a few minutes, there are some of the house workers that come through and fill up both water glasses and they have either reds or whites for wine. They ask if you'd like either. If anybody would like ale, I don't know if anybody was going to ask for ale. They can go retrieve that from the kitchens as well.
Water is fine for me.
I'll have some red wine.
Small cup of red. Small cup of red.
All right, and
I'll have the same.
they accommodate everything that you were looking for with drinks. The reds are they're a very robust red, like we would call them like a Bordeaux, so very
Okay.
fruity up front, little on the dry side. Did anybody have white wine, or is it just reds?
No.
Just reds and
Just
water.
I just took water.
Okay.
I'll have a white wine. I'll have a white wine after the red.
And they bring another glass for you with the white wine, and it's like a buttery, fruity flavor. So it's smooth, and then kind of a
Chardonnay.
hint of fruity on the tail end of it. Just amazing wine. You've had some what you would consider fancy wines in the past, Sin, but these are hitting areas of your palate that you didn't think could be hit.
Yeah.
Damn.
After about 15 to 20 minutes or so, you see Willifort enter again, and he says, "Could you please rise for the Lord and Lady Cassalanter?"
Certainly.
I rise 1 inch further off my chair.
Flitter up a little bit.
And then like a second later, like actually stand up. I'm not shit. That bad.
And in comes Victoro and Amalia. That's Zin and Sylvana and Orion, if she was here. You would recognize from the opera the night before. They're both human. They look to be in their kind of late 40s to early 50s. Victoro's got longer, slicked back hair with some light graying in it, wearing some very fine, elegant clothes with modest embellishments. He's not going too over the top with his attire for the evening. and Amalia is in a very flowy yellow dress with the sleeves that kind of drape down long from the wrists. And they come in and they introduce themselves to Shin and to Varus. Good evening. We didn't have the pleasure of meeting you last night. I'm Victoria. This is my lovely wife, Amalia, and we welcome you to our home.
Jonathan Kent, pleased to make your acquaintance.
We are honoured at the invitation. Thank you very much.
Jonathan, Varus, pleasure to meet you. Shin, could you make a deception with advantage, please?
Or, hold on. Deception. There it is.
Nice.
What was it? 18? 18? Okay, you're good. You're good. They take their seats at the head of the table, and some of their house workers come in and get their drink orders, and they quickly come back with reds for both Victoria and Amalia, along with some glasses of water as well. And this is Victoria saying this. So, we hear you've recently come into possession of Trollskull Manor over in Trollskull Alley, which we do happen to have one of our bank locations over there. How's the location been working out for you?
So far, so good. Need some TLC, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
It's got
It's
lots
a
of
fixer
potential.
upper.
It will be a fine establishment by the time we're done with it.
Excellent to hear. Excellent to hear. And then Amalia pipes up. That place has been a bit run down for the last decade or two. I hope you know what you're doing with the place.
I think so. We've got some skilled, we hired some skilled carpenters and things, so we're definitely not going to cut corners, and we'll be sure to, update it as best we can and fix everything that's wrong.
Yeah, we aim to do it justice for sure.
This is Victoria
Much better
speaking.
to fix up a place that already exists.
Yes.
Rather than
Great thing you've made contact with the guilds then. I'd hate to hear that you do all this work yourselves and leave the guilds out, and then they come, asking for their little bit of money. So good on you for working with them. We would like to talk about the work that we may have for you, but I hate to talk on an empty stomach. So shall we at least enjoy the food for a bit? And as he's
That would
like
be lovely.
perfectly timed with him saying food, the house workers open the doors from the pantry area on the other side of the banquet hall, and in they come with all sorts of food. And there's just fine vegetables, either roasted or raw. There's meats of all type: poultry, ham, beef, a couple types of meat, fish, a couple types of meat you're not familiar with either, and then just breads and everything that you can imagine, and all those smells that you were smelling are now just overwhelming your senses, and it's one of the finest banquets that you've ever witnessed, all of you.
Heck yeah.
And the spread obviously goes past from where your settings are, and the servants, the house employees indicate that if there's anything that you'd like, just let them know, and they'll make sure to plate it for you and bring it down to where you're seated. So Victoria and Amalia they're partaking in the food themselves, and they're letting you eat as well. And after a plate or so, you've gotten through a little bit of an appetizer, a little bit of your main course. Amalia pipes up, and she's kind of referring to Orion. Obviously, Orion's not here, but she says, "So we heard through Ramalia that this group has rescued Renaer Netherember and Floon Blagmar as job for Volo. Is that correct? And
Yeah.
obviously Orion's not here,
Yeah.
so I'll let you guys respond.
That we have.
That's
yes,
correct.
was a bit before Orion and Varus joined our ranks, but we did accomplish that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And from my understanding, it was one of those criminal organizations that had them. Is that correct?
Yep. But unfortunately, we were able to get him out, and we're still,
Yeah.
figuring out what exactly, why they were kidnapped. But I'm guessing it was a kind of a ransom thing, as it happens
Did
with those kind of things.
Did they say anything about what they were ransomed for? I was just curious.
Out of character, I don't remember.
Wait.
So you do
So long.
you do remember Renair talking about the stone of something called the Stone of Galore,
Yes.
and something
There we
about
go.
Renair's father's potential
Galore
cache of
Yep.
millions of gold coins.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know how much you want to say to the Cassalanters, but that's what you
I don't
remember.
talk about the stone, but I just I'll just say they wanted some of their riches, just kind of broadly be like, I think something to do with their, how being a
It
rich.
appeared they knew the family was wealthy and
Mhm.
wanted to take some of that from them.
Yes, that is why we've hired some extra guards around here. With this heightened activity between the Xanathar and the Zentarum, things are frightening in this city.
They are.
And as Amalia is finishing up with that, Victorio kind of pipes up, and that's kind of why we're looking to you for assistance in this job we have. Usually we would hire from the City Watch, but they're running extra shifts these days with what's going on between the Zentarum and Xanathar. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to work out hiring any off from those shifts because they're too needed in the city right now. And the Grey Hands are they're tied up as well with other things going on. So that's why we look to other adventurers such as yourselves to potentially do some work for us.
What kind of work would this entail again?
And Victorio, most of this conversation going forward is going to be Victorio. I'll pop in if Amalia is saying anything. So he says, we have contracts with a mine up in the... Hang on, let me check my notes. Up in the Sword Mountains, on the east side of the Sword Mountains, just north of here a few days. They were supposed to have passed through the village of Umfell about 4 to 5 days ago, but they weren't seen passing through there. And this was an expected shipment of just raw gold and silver ore, raw uncut gems and the such, straight from the mines to come down here to Waterdeep. But unfortunately, they haven't reported in number of days, and we fear that something may have happened to them. Either they were waylaid by bandits or who knows in that part of the world. But we'd like to try and at least get some of that shipment back, if not all of it, of course.
Gotcha.
Fair
I
enough.
assume discretion is quite important to you.
Of course. We do try to keep a discreet business. Obviously, with how big and well known our family is, some of our dealings are very difficult to conceal or to obfuscate. This being one of them, just a normal shipment from a mine. It's very hard to, disguise that on the road with how large the carriage has to be for that. So this would have been an obvious shipment. Our carriages have a family crest on them, so that should have discouraged bandits from attacking it, as we are known to investigate anything related to our business. So we don't think it's bandits, at the least.
You think it's something a bit more intelligent? A little bit more...
Or less intelligent. Anyone of a moderate bit of intelligence, at least with the goings on here in Waterdeep, would understand that you do not mess with the Cassalanters, lest ye pay a heavy price.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we are.
And I
right
suppose
now,
you have a
Lord.
list. Sorry.
That's it.
I just
that
said
was-
understood. I was
Yeah.
done.
All I said was we are well aware, my lord.
And I was simply going to say, I suppose you have a list of, for lack of a better word, enemies, and who might be the sort of entity that would go against you, perhaps to sort of damage your company or its relations.
Mm-hmm.
We do, and just through our own networks, we have an understanding that this was not any doing of other families here in Waterdeep. This seems to just have been some sort of mishap with something going on in between the mine and Amphel, at least, the village.
Okay.
There
No other
are
clues.
there are no though some areas outside of Waterdeep have goblin and orc raiding parties. There are none of those up in this area. There have been sightings of kobolds that we've heard, but nothing completely out of the ordinary as of yet.
Fair enough.
Okay. And what would be the compensation for this job?
So we are willing to offer 1,300 gold to your group for the return of the full shipment of unprocessed ore and gems. We'll provide another cart to carry the shipment. We'll provide horses and small carriage and carts for your party, along with rations and supplies for the journey, which we expect to be. He's kind of counting out 3 days to Amphel, another day or two to find the shipment. Maybe a 10-day journey. We'll provide rations and supplies for that.
Right.
All right.
And the gold will be paid out upon return here to Waterdeep.
All right. I assume you'd like us to start immediately.
We would, yes. The time is of the essence. With it already being 4 days overdue, obviously it'll be another 3 to 4 days before you could get to it. We'd hate to have heard that other parties have taken some of this ore and jewels.
Right. Yeah, I don't see a problem.
I don't see why we can't start on it relatively immediately. Do we still have? I think we still have scarecrows to deal with.
That is
Or did
something
they just
though
need
that there is
for
somebody
this?
there that's kind of doing some preventative measures, I think.
I thought that meant that we could go to dinner. Not really.
It kind of means you can let it be for a bit, because it's a larger, sparse area, so
Okay.
it's definitely an issue to further investigate, but it's not like the whole village is going to get wiped out by potentially 2 more scarecrows.
Okay,
Gotcha.
fair.
And with the mention of scarecrows, Amalia pipes up and says, "Scarecrows? What is this about scarecrows?"
There are scarecrows that seem to have come to life and are hurting people
Can I
out in.
add a character? What's the name of the village again?
Undercliff.
Undercliff? Yeah.
Yes, Boris and I encountered these fiendish beings in Undercliff.
You went out to Undercliff, and how was it out there amongst the farmers? And she says that with obvious kind of sarcasm and derision.
Not the most welcoming, I'd say.
Yeah, there's certainly a bit of discordance going on out there. It might be building a bit, I'm afraid. But hopefully, by getting rid of these scarecrows, we might be able to sort of, pour a little cool water on things and sort of calm people down, I hope.
That would be nice. I can imagine for someone of your type. What was your Shin? What did you call yourself again?
Jonathan, milady.
Jonathan. That was just a DM aside. That wasn't Amalia doing that.
She obviously just randomly knew your name.
Yeah. Jonathan, I can imagine for someone of your looks, it would have been difficult there.
It's not the most welcoming, but try to mind my own business, and maybe in helping the village we can earn some goodwill.
And make the whole area a bit safer for everyone, of course.
That would be quite nice. We would like to see increased yield from the farms this summer. This harvest season. This summer's been quite hot, so we imagine there could be a slight reduction in farm yields. I'd hate to have too high of a price increase here in Waterdeep for the food. That could set people, a little further along than they already are with all the difficulties with the Xanathar and Zentarum. And with this as well, Victoro pipes up. Jonathan, are you from the city of Waterdeep?
They're like, oh, no, my lord. I grew up in the woods.
In the woods. I see. There have been some fine Dragonborn families here in this city, and I was just curious if you were some relation to them.
No, unfortunately not, my lord. I would have had a much better life growing up.
Aye, the City of Splendors can give much to its children. It is good to see you seemingly performing well in the city. You found a seemingly good group of people to fall in with, and hopefully it can be a lucrative operation for the lot of you.
Barely.
It sounds like it could be. I have
Certainly
one
give it
more
all.
question.
You have a question?
Can I take some of this goodness to the road?
The food?
Yeah.
Roll. It'd be some sort of charisma check. Let me see something real quick.
Persuasion?
And just let me grab my bag. Of
Yeah, do persuasion with advantage.
Right.
A natural 20.
Hey.
So
Hey.
when you bring it up, it's obviously a strange request. Excuse me.
It's just so delicious.
But just the sight of a fairy in their house, which again, they're not too common here in Waterdeep. They're more than happy to oblige, and they there's it'd be like a thin cardboard box that the house employees can go get, and anything that you'd like, they can kind of wrap up for you in a container like that.
A doggy bag?
Yes, in our terms, it would be a doggy bag.
You are so gracious, my lords. We don't happen upon meals so extravagant very often.
Well, we do hear that you are quite capable from our friends Romalia and Mertz. So, we like to be the gracious hosts that we can be.
Well, I very much appreciate it.
So shall we consider this a deal then? Shall you partake in this work for us?
I'll look around at the group, nodding. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Seems
Sounds
doable.
good to me.
All
I'm
right.
quite happy to help.
All right
Deal.
then. Shall we have you set out in the morning?
I think that sounds grand.
I think that sounds good. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're more than welcome to stay here and eat to your heart's content on anything that we can provide. We do have rooms available here if you would like to stay here for the evening. Otherwise, we can have our carriage bring you back to Trollskull when you are ready to depart. Either way, we will have the transport carriage, all your supplies and everything ready for you. Come, we'll say 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay. I think I'll
How
head
about
back.
we go back? Because
Yeah.
we might have our dude come in by at some point.
Well, as well as
we-
we're
before
not
we
dressed
leave.
in our normal stuff.
Yeah.
Battle
All of our
clothes.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Completely understandable. Well then, my wife and I have to retire. We have some other work to attend to, but as we said, this house is yours. Willifort, and he enters through the door out to the ballroom. He comes in and he just hovers, we'll say, as y'all are here. But at a respectable distance, he lets you kind of have some quiet talk amongst yourselves. But Willifort will see you out when you're ready to go. We will see you in the morning. Ta-ta.
Good evening.
Thank
See
you,
ya.
sir.
Farewell.
Good morrow, rather. Well, no, is that in the morning? That'll be in the morning.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's usually a morning. So is there anything more you'd like to discuss while you're here, or is it going to wait until you're back at Trollskull?
Well, if we're
Nah,
like
yeah.
Probably
walking,
we,
I was gonna ask if we're walking through like some of the hallways
they were
or
gonna
something.
carriage us back.
Is there any like knickknacks I can?
She wants to loot.
Yeah, you wouldn't really get a chance to. As soon as you're ready to go,
Yeah.
Willifort would kind of escort you back
Makes
the way you
sense.
came outside. You could ask to use a restroom. I'll say that at least.
Yeah, maybe I'll take some of the soap. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
back
ask
with a
to use,
handful of potpourri.
Thank you, sir.
Is there a bathroom I can use real quick?
Yes. If you just head down. Actually, let me pull up the map. I do have a map.
Oh, you did. That's funny.
I don't know if it has where the washrooms are, but I can at least see where you are.
They're on the roof.
Let's say it would be downstairs. So he says it would be downstairs and then to your left. So you head down the stairs, and as you're at the bottom of the stairs, there's the two guards there still, and they're watching you closely. But you can kind of see where he would have indicated there is another open door that looks to be a fine wood paneled room with very comfortable looking leather seating. It looks to be kind of a seating area, smoking room for guests, something like that you'd be familiar with. But near there, you would find the privy, the latrine, whatever you'd like to call it in here.
Blue.
But outside of that, there's not too much that you could look around. You're still kind of in view of the guards. Yeah. There's not too much that you could do to try and abscond with something.
No worries. I think I'm gonna play it safe and not, I don't want to.
Golden toilet seat.
Yeah, be rude to
Goody.
our guests, or I mean, the people that invited
Your
us.
hosts,
Yes,
yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Our hosts. So yeah, I just go to the bathroom and wave to the guards. Yeah, and be on my way.
And one of them makes a very slight, barely imperceptible nod towards you. The other
Yeah.
doesn't move at all.
So serious. And yeah, I guess we head back and kind of get our stuff together for the morning.
Sure. And when you get back to Trollskull, I'll give it one last go. Anybody else want to do anything while you're still in the villa?
I think I'm alright.
Okay. So you're escorted back out, back to the same carriage that dropped you off, and it brings you along the main streets of Waterdeep back to Trollskull Alley. it drops you off, and you do see what appears to be a tiefling kind of laid out a little bit on the front porch area of Troll Skull, and it does look to be Falados. It's obviously dark. It's evening. It's not super well lit, but it appears that it could be Falados at first glance.
Okay, I guess I kind of just. Oh, is that you?
He's waking up as he says this. You're back. I found you. I found Troll Skull. We're together again.
Congratulations, you've made it.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Had an interesting night last night, but either way, I'm here. I know we talked about me cooking for you just the other day. And he's looking around. It doesn't look like you're quite ready for that yet, but would it be all right if I still stay here until then?
Absolutely.
So you can help us develop our kitchen area?
Of
Give
course.
us back rubs.
I'll do.
Design it.
As Shin says, give us back robes. He says, within reason, I'll do whatever whatever you need around here until such day as we're operating and I can cook for you.
Well, it looks like we're going to be staying the night, and then we will be away for 10 days. So it will be your job to keep the manor from going up in flames, and maybe to pick up a broom.
I think I can manage that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
That should be fine. And
Well,
y'all head
just
in.
need to get some rest.
Yeah, y'all head in for the evening and get some long rest. I think everybody's already taken a long rest. I know Shin
Pushing the
and
button anyway.
yeah, press it anyway.
Press the long rest button.
It looked like a little. Well, it looks like a flask, but it's a tent.
Yeah, rest.
It's like next to where your level is, if anyone's looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, the
Rest.
fork and knife for the short rest, the tent for the long rest, and the star for special things.
A new day.
There it is. Everybody's taking a long rest. All right.
Woohoo!
So the carriage is back for you in the morning to bring you back to the Cassalanter villa. When you arrive, you do see there are 3 horses that are individually saddled. One of them has like a light carriage behind it. The 2 others are just individually saddled, and then there is a like heavy storage. I don't really know how to describe it in correct terms, but like a really heavy load wagon with 2 large horses pulling it, and obviously that's enough mounts and everything for y'all to take. 2 people can be seated in the heavy wagon to be driving those horses, and then the other 3 actually. They're looking at all this and they look at you, Sylvana. Do you even need a horse?
My wings get tired every so often, as do your legs.
Understood. So they switch out one of the larger horses because it was just a
A little bit overkill.
little bit overkill, and it's one of the smaller ponies. Still a pretty capable.
All right.
Mounts and much
So
more
many
suited to somebody more your size.
Good. Fair enough.
So this is, and they give you they do give you a map with the road up to Emphale and then off to the mine, which would be northwest of Emphale. And they describe to you that it would be about a 3-day journey on the road up to Emphale, and then it would be 2 days to the mine from Emphale. Obviously, they don't know where the cart is missing.
Before we leave, do you know of any specific establishment we should look for in? Oh, you just said it.
In Emphale?
Emphale. Emphale to like an inn you recommend or something, just so we're not like completely going in blind.
Let me pull up my notes. So we would recommend staying at the Stone Stallion. That's typically where our crew members reside when they're passing through there.
Wonderful.
Understood.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Yeah,
right.
that days.
And with that, could I have somebody roll a D100, please?
Oh my goodness.
Who's getting it first? There you go.
Oh,
Bam.
Kat did it.
90,
Dang, good roll.
94. Okay, hang on a second.
Suddenly, 94 arrows fly through the air.
That'd be hilarious.
Consulting the chart of random events.
Right.
Yeah, hang on. I just
He's
have to
smiling
get.
'cause
I have
it's
to get to
true.
what 94 is. Just a moment. Okay.
While he's doing that, where on the map, out of curiosity, I always forget, where is Troll Skull Alley located? I can never seem to find it.
Troll Skull Manor is, I think,
It's in the North Ward.
North
It
Ward-ish?
is kind of right there where I'm pinging.
There? Okay. Okay, I always lose sight of it for some reason. Cool, thank you.
Of course, my system is going super slow right now.
Oh no.
It's all good.
Guys, where are you going? Why are you under the dresser?
Let's take a quick break for a second, like a 1 to 2 minute break, and hopefully I'll have it pulled up by then. All right. I don't know if you're able to hear me. Can we take like a 1 to 2 minute break? Hopefully
sure.
I'll have it.
Sure.
I
All right.
couldn't hear you, so yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Clearly some things aren't working, but I'll be right back.
That's all right. No problem.
Okay.
I'll chat with my stream a little bit.
Here.
All right. Hopefully I can figure this out. Close. All right. Documents. What's the roll again? 94.
Oops. I hit the unmute, not the camera back on. My bad.
Nice. I'm still trying to get Adobe to work.
Do you have your notes in Adobe?
This was a PDF of a whole bunch of road encounters. So that's what I was using.
Ah. I knew it was a random encounter list.
Okay. I am ready to go when y'all are ready to
Alright.
go.
Yep. I literally just laid on my bed for like the 2 minutes.
Nice.
Stretched a little.
What can I do?
Nice stretch and nap. All right, so the first day of travel is relatively uneventful. You are still close to Waterdeep, so there's still some larger traffic or higher numbers of traffic as you left through the north gate, headed north on the either the long road or the high road. I can't remember which one this is at this point. I think it's the long road.
You said Southgate?
North gate. You're headed north.
Northgate.
Yep.
Gotcha. It's still the high road.
Okay, so the high road. I think it's about 2 days from here is where it would split between either the high road or the long road.
Gotcha.
Regardless, as you're traveling further from Waterdeep, the crowds thin out a little bit. The traffic thins out, and it's more just the trade. You see some people either pulling their own very light carriage with some trade goods in it, or horses or teams of horses with various amounts of cargo headed into the city. You have passed a couple. Excuse me. I lost my voice last week, and it's been painful getting it back. You see some of the same that you're either passing or overtaken by as you're headed north as well. But eventually, you who has the highest perception? Is it Sylvana? I think it's Sylvana.
Perception is +4.
Yeah. So
+6.
I'm +0,
Oh.
so you're doing better.
oh my god. But what we'll say both Zin and Sylvana at the same time. It's a hot day with a moderate breeze, and during one of the moments, a light breeze comes in, and you get that hint of death. The like a couple days old, so it's kind of that more pungent, sweetly ripe smell.
Ugh. Yep.
And it seems like it's from just off the road, not too far away. Would you like to investigate?
I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, fine.
I'll let you guys. I tell the guys.
After you
I'm like,
scrolled for that long.
I'm like, hey
Absolutely.
guys, I smell something
After I
stinky.
spoke for them,
And it's not you guys.
It's not the usual stink.
It's not you guys. It's something else. It sounds like death. So,
Yikes.
yeah. Do we investigate then?
if you'd like to. So, as I mentioned, it seems like it's from not too far off the road, maybe 10 to 15 feet off the road.
Okay, yeah. Something's dead. We should know about it.
Sure.
Who? I guess I can investigate unless someone has better investigation. I'll just do a normal roll.
All right,
My
you can,
investigation is +0.
you can see that there's still some kind of broken tall grass and some kicked up rocks kind of leading off the road that looks like vaguely humanoid sized entities would have run off in that direction or traveled in that direction. And that as you're approaching that, the smell is getting stronger. And it's tall grass around you. There are some trees. They're not very large trees, but there are some trees. Think kind of like the sort of Mediterranean environment with the tall grass, like olive trees, that size trees are around there.
I would like to fly up above the trees and see if I see any kind of like sign of like a camp or anything nearby, like smoke or something like that.
Sure, roll a perception with advantage because you're at height. Another natural 20.
Damn.
So you
My virtual dice are
they're loaded. You get the loaded virtual dice. You fly up about 20 feet or so, and you don't see any signs of camp, but from that height, you can see that the grass had been kind of matted down, and you can see kind of a pathway that what looks to be two entities would have traveled through, because it kind of splits and weaves a little bit. And then you see a like slightly larger area where the grass has been completely matted down, and you think that could be where the I'll say creatures for now, where the creatures have fallen.
okay. I'm gonna fly back down and relay that to the party. So
Well, reckon we should go
we
check it
head
out.
towards the horse,
Yeah.
or not the horse, whatever the heck's dead over there, and
Mhm.
then just be on the lookout for whatever the heck else made those tracks that probably killed the thing.
Okay.
All right, so you kind of follow the same path that was kind of matted down a little bit through the tall grass, and you do come across two bodies. They're both humans, adult humans, one male, one female. Look to be wearing traveling clothes. They do have backpacks, but it looks like the backpack has been kind of ripped open. There's one of the seams that would have the top of the backpack. One of the seams looks like it's slightly ripped. And from a quick glance, it looks like anything that they were carrying that could have been valuable was taken from them. And they, again, confirming the smell and seeing the look, it appears that they've been dead for several days.
Gotcha.
Okay. Should we investigate for any further clues, or?
Yeah, I guess, kind of, because you kind of described like what they look like, or are there any identifying like things, or would we have to do further investigation?
There's, they look to be just wearing plain traveling clothes. There's no symbols or insignia on them. It looks to just be common leather backpacks
Are
and
they
belts. Yes, they're both human. One male and one female. Both adults. Could be somewhere 30s, 40s. It's hard to tell at this point with the decay that's setting in.
Yeah.
So far it looks like they were robbed for what they had in their backpacks, and in the process were killed and left for dead. Am I understanding things right so far?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess we'd wonder, what is it they had in their backpack? And like you said, who are they? Is there any? You said there's no identifying, like what
Like
family they're with or
connection.
whatever. Yeah.
I just
Like this
wonder,
could be-
yeah, why go through killing them when if you already disarm them, and you just grab their stuff and go.
Right. And
I wonder, maybe they saw the perpetrators like face, or like just recognize them, or saw their face and they didn't want anybody like reporting on them or something.
Oh, Weka just messaged me. He had
Yeah.
something come up
With
urgently.
10
Yep.
minutes left.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just looked over and was like, ah!
Said something urgent
as long as
popped
she's
up.
okay, that's all I'm worried
Yeah,
about.
that's
She
all
said
right.
she's okay. She's messaging. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm looking through my spells. I'm not a necromancer, because that's kind of like what it sounds like. What we
Yeah.
need.
Make them talk and be like, hey.
Just
Yeah, like,
some
let's
speak with the
see.
dead.
Just realizing I've been muted.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oops.
What were you saying? Something?
Yeah, I was like, can I
Um,
investigate the bodies to see if like I recognize like maybe what kind of people attack them, or monsters or something like that.
You could do if you'd like to try and figure out what weapon may have killed them or their method of how they died. You could do a medicine check.
Medicine.
And there's no
Well, they're both
there's
both -1, so.
I mean, it's still a roll. You could get another natural
Yeah.
20. 5.
Oh.
Never mind.
Yes. It looks like they are dead.
So you get pretty close with looking at them, and they're dead. You're not too familiar
Slain they have been.
with methods of death or things like that. While you may have inflicted wounds on things, you're not familiar with what they look like or determining manner of wounds or anything like that. I will ask you to roll a Constitution saving throw, though.
Uh-oh.
Ew, you're gonna get infected.
Trap.
Saving throws are right here.
Okay.
Well, that's better than a 5.
You think you're fine.
You think you're fine.
Oh, Lord.
In other words, you're fine. I'm just trying to make you
Oh, okay.
slightly worried.
You're fine.
You think you're fine, but you've got cancer.
You've got Ebola. So yeah, there's not too much more that your investigation would uncover. This
Yeah.
looks like it could just be 2 travelers that were attacked on the road, or
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. I call to bury them and put them
Aw.
to rest.
That's
Very
sweet.
nice.
all right.
It's gonna
We
take
do
us some
A
time,
quick
though.
look of that real quick.
The
Huh.
Michello grave.
Yeah, we can mark it at least so that if people, and then when we get back to town, we can kind of report it at least.
That seems fair.
Yeah. Okay.
All
So we
right.
do that real quick. There's a
And-
cat. Sorry.
Yeah, she snuck in here somehow. For finding camp for the evening, can I get 2 of you to do a survival roll?
Can you do it? I can do one.
Yeah, you guys can. I don't feel like I
Yeah.
can go anymore, so someone else.
I
wants
can
to-
do. Let me get back to where's this guy? And survival.
There we go.
We'll go with
Sylvana.
Sylvana and Sylvaris for this evening. We'll pretend Shin
Sylvs.
didn't roll that.
It'll be fun.
Shit, we
For
went to
for
go
those
pick up,
watching
like-
stream, since the rolls aren't up there, Shin got a 3, and then Sylvana got a 16, and Sylvaris got a 19. So you find a decent place to camp, kind of off the road, maybe 30, 40 feet in a little thicket, so you're kind of protected from view. If somebody was really looking for you, they'd be able to find you, especially if you leave a campfire going or something like that. But you feel you're relatively protected for the evening, and it's still close enough to Waterdeep that you're not too worried about other roaming things like we mentioned, goblins, orcs, kobolds, things like that. There's lower risk of that this close to Waterdeep. The further you get out, the higher that risk would be. But so would you guys like to stay up in shifts? How would you like to have the evening go?
Because we're camping out here where people got murdered. You're saying, right?
You're a few hours past where you found those bodies.
Okay.
I can take first shift if you guys
Okay.
want to get some
We'll
rest.
stop around.
I think it would be 3 shifts for y'all to still get long rests.
Okay.
Okay.
That
I will take
works.
second shift, I guess, then.
And I'll take third.
All right. So Shin, could you do a perception roll for me? And then whoever's second and then whoever's third go as well.
All perception. Okay.
Finally.
Perception. You said perception, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
I have plus
Some
6. so-
good rolls.
We are
Damn.
watching.
So Shin, your watch first, as the sun's setting and getting to the middle of the night, you do still hear some people traveling. It sounds like another group set up camp, maybe a couple hundred yards away. But they're singing songs. They don't seem like they would be any sort of unsavory type. About the time that they quiet down is when you wake up Sylvana for their shift. And Sylvana, during your shift, it's actually very a quiet and calm night, and you kind of get mesmerized by watching some fireflies in a nearby field, kind of doing their little dance and everything. And you're reminded of the firebugs in the Feywild, much bigger than the fireflies here, but they have a similar dance, and it's kind of soothing to you. And you've been in a world that you don't fully understand, and that's been very different from yours, but this is one of those brief moments that kind of connects the two worlds together, that you can see that there are similarities. And even though you're not entirely enthralled with all the human architecture and everything like that, it is still a little, you appreciate what beauty you can in this world.
There's still things here that I can appreciate,
Right.
for sure.
Right. So as the fireflies end their little dance, and the evening continues on, in a few hours before sunrise, you wake Zin up so that they can finish out the watch. And Zin, your watch again is uneventful, and you kind of see the fog rolling in from the coast as the sunlight's starting to creep up over the mountains to the east. And for you, this is still a welcome sight growing up on the coast and on the oceans. That morning fog here on the Sword Coast is like it's like your alarm clock almost. That feel of the moisture in the air and everything refreshes you. So you might not have gotten as many hours of sleep as you would normally like to get, and it's a little rougher on the road. But it's still welcome enough that you're fully rested and recovered. So morning comes up, and y'all have your morning meal.
Oh my goodness.
That was my cat meowing. Get some birds out there, I think.
Yep.
We'll do one more of the travel things.
Okay.
Depending on what you get, we'll at least get the roll in. So if one person would like to roll a D100 for me, please.
I did it last time. Someone else gets to do. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
It was
Heaven
me.
beat us to it.
Yeah, it was me.
Let's
So
do it.
one of you can do
Gonna
it.
do it. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Whoa.
Wait, that was.
Oh, what the hell?
Wait,
Oh,
hold on.
two. You did
Oh,
two.
I managed.
Hold on.
gee.
I'm sorry, I can't count that high. Funny how it still gives the 23 in that.
23.
So
yeah.
I know.
their first roll was 123 because they did 2 D100, and then they rolled a 23 because it was 1 D100. All right, 1 second.
Just that good. Put a little English on it.
Yeah, I don't normally have the window open here, so she's very
Oh,
happy that
she's
she
like
gets to
a-
talk to birds.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. I just think it's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. She's like she's doing like the sounds too, like the cat like chirping a little
She
bit.
wants to sing us the song
Whining.
of her people.
I love seeing like videos of like the cats going ah. You know, like
Tripping.
the little chirps.
Yep.
Ek.
They look like they're
Talk.
like glitching, you know, like
Yeah, they're
A little bit, yeah.
chittering.
My roommate's cat does that when she sees like something shiny reflect onto the roof. She'll be like,
Mhm.
All right, so
Cat doesn't really give two shits. Oh, go ahead.
since there was one person that didn't do watch at all, it will be this person. But Arthur, you wake up and you feel like you didn't sleep too much.
Ugh.
If you could roll 1d4 plus 1, please.
Okay. 1d4 plus 1. So just go for the d4
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
and then
plus 1.
Add 1 to
do
whatever.
plus
it is.
1 up, like that. Like, did I do it right?
Hey.
That's perfect. So you're going to take 3 damage. And can you roll a
Oh.
Constitution saving throw?
All right.
And as Varus is waking up, whoever's the first to kind of look in their direction, you see a very large tick attached to their neck.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
Just-
oh god.
And you're not feeling very well, Varus.
Apparently.
We'll deal with the result of that Constitution saving throw later. But
Okay, that's funny.
the immediate situation of the very large tick attached to your neck that you Varus aren't aware of yet.
I just see
okay.
the freeze frame of like us being like, "Ah!"
Dun, dun, dun.
Varus? Hey,
Um,
friend, I think there may
Hello.
be
I can't talk really. I'm just like motioning, like,
You got a little. You got
there's a little something on the
little.
well, there may be a giant tick attached to your neck right now.
it's bigger than Sylvie.
Oh my god. Get
Hey
off.
now.
Get off.
Wait, you have to pull it out a certain way. Careful.
You gotta twist it with tweezers. Anyone have giant tweezers? Maybe we burn it
My daggers.
and make a
Just,
small campfire.
Stand still. I'll throw my greatsword at it.
oh,
Oh, easy now. Easy. Can you cut his head off?
yeah.
Well, then it'll be stuck in you, and then it'll regrow. You don't want that.
Regrow?
Don't you know what ticks do?
Oh yeah.
I do now.
Malaria.
God.
No. it's
Yeah,
not.
if you pull them the wrong way, their head stays in your skin, and then they
Yeah.
just
Um.
keep on
You gotta
living.
burn him off.
Yeah, you gotta bring it.
Yeah,
Quick, Sylvie, transform into a tick and talk to it.
I am not gonna do that.
Will somebody
Baseball
do something,
campfire.
please?
Sword is in the fire. I heard.
All right, so Shin has a sword in the fire. Varus, you have fire spells at your disposal. Sylvana, you have fire spells at your disposal. No,
And I have water.
Zin, you've got daggers.
Yeah.
Who would like to try and a natural 20 with the great sword? So
Okay.
we'll go with this. This sounds
Go
funny
ahead.
narratively. So while all of you
Wow.
are freaking out over this, it's like a thumb-sized tick attached to
You thumb
Varus's.
size. I'm sorry. We
I'm
were all
sorry.
imagining a
You
fucking
said-
football.
Yeah, like a football.
Yeah,
I mean,
picture like
so a tick is pretty tiny. We can
Yeah, but we thought it was a magical
go.
tick.
Sure, we'll go with a football-sized tick.
Ew.
Okay, there.
That
we
makes
go.
it even funnier.
That's much better.
So it's a football-sized tick attached to Varus's neck, and y'all have been kind of going back and forth over how it's going to be removed. And Shin is normally quiet and stoic, but during this time, he's just had his great sword dipped into the campfire, letting it heat up till the top couple inches of it glow red with the heat. And he just quickly comes up to you, Varus, and before you can even say anything, he just
Easy now.
deftly with a quick flick of it. Well, it's a great sword, so he's holding it with 2 hands.
Yeah.
So it looks awkward, like he's not going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
But he gives you essentially the closest shave you've ever had, closest and gentlest shave you've ever had. And the tick is cut absolutely cleanly off. No head remains. Just the tiniest of little bits of whatever it was biting in with that you can easily just remove with your own hands. After the tick is on the ground, what's going to happen when the tick is on the ground?
Somebody should
Yeah.
stomp.
He-
I just
Stomp.
stab it with the sword.
There's blood. Just like,
Sure. He stabs it with a sword, and what blood it drew from Varus over the evening is spilled out onto the ground. But Varus,
Exploded all on our face.
to the rest of you, Varus is definitely looking a little paler than usual.
Yeah.
Get the bags under his eyes, and
Must have all worth of blood.
voice sounds a little further gone. There's some sort of illness potentially has set in, and we will deal with that illness later. But we're getting to the time where we need to end it, so we can start wrapping things up here on the second day of travel up north. There's a cat somewhere. So thank you all for playing. Thank you all, whoever was watching. Thank you all for watching. We will go around the room and everybody can give a final sign off and pitch anything that they're doing. So we will go. Let's see. Who did I start with last time? I think I started with Arthur last time. We'll start with Nova this time because they just finally had a stream again recently. So we'll go with Nova.
Woo!
do you want
Cool.
me to? I can shout out myself, or I can shout out everyone.
Go shout out yourself.
Hey, shout out and be sure to mention all your stuff too, because I've started posting these on YouTube. So anybody watching it later on YouTube would know where to go.
Yeah, I am Nova. I am a artist, historian extraordinaire. And I also started streaming again recently because after moving and stuff. So yeah, my channel is just under Nova Bunny, but Bunny is spelled Bunnee. And yeah, I normally do just like Fortnite and Sims. Definitely come check it out though. Hang out. It's all cozy vibes up in here. And yeah.
All right, thank you, Nova. Vamp, we'll go to you next.
Hi, I'm Vamp. I run a online shop called Miss Vamp Creations. You can find it at missvampcreations.bigcartel.com. I make a bunch of resin jewelry, decor, and incense holders and runes, just kind of like witchy, spooky stuff. That's pretty much it. That's the site.
It's all good stuff. And that was missvampcreations.bigcartel.com.
Big Cartel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, Arthur, you go.
All right. I'm Arthur Fortune, as you know. I stream on Sundays, 10:30 to 3:30, normally thereabouts, and I do a bunch of different things. I guess you'd call it a variety streamer. I play music. Sometimes I will plan to play original stuff because I'm one of those artsy fartsy types. So I write music, I write poetry, I draw, I do all kinds of silly things. And on my threads, I think it's Arthur Fortune 71. You can see the artwork that I made. I recently did a sketch because I tend to doodle at work. I usually do my sketches in about 20 minutes because my ADHD won't let me do any more than that. So they're usually kind of rough, but I like to throw things out there, and when I do that, I post them in my Discord or in my threads, including my poetry and stuff like that, such as it is. I also like to, of course, play games and do all the usual stuff. And as you know, I tend to talk in quite silly voices from time to time. So I also read stories, so that's fun too. I just got Grimm's Fairy Tales. I'll probably be going through
Ooh.
some of that, and picked up some Edgar Allan Poe because he was the first big writer that I got into, and from him I went on to H.P. Lovecraft, and so I like to read a lot of that stuff too. So be cool to have you guys show up sometime.
And his voices are great. He does a little bit of it here with Varus, but he's got more than just that voice. Very good voices.
I want to hear you read is it A Telltale Heart? The one.
I actually did that. I actually
Yeah?
did that on a stream or two ago. Yeah, when I first got the Edgar Allan
I'll
Poe
have
book.
to watch your
That was a classic.
VOD. Sick.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Okay.
had some fun with it.
All right, and then last but certainly not least, go for it, kill every venue.
What's up, y'all? Kev, also known as Kill Every Venue, on all social medias and streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube. Got a show coming up May 4th in Colorado Springs. So if you happen to be out there, want to rage with me, stop on by.
Cool.
Very nice. And we do have the
Great.
other player, Wekasui, who could not make it in today due to other situations. But definitely give them a follow on Twitch and YouTube as well at Wekasui,
She's been
Weka.
posting a lot of really cool video essays recently on there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's been some of her videos have been blown up. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good times. Well, thank you
Doing it.
everybody for playing. I'll follow up with you guys on Discord afterwards.
Sounds good.
And then obviously we'll post on Discord when our next session is going to be, and I'll be mentioning it in the stream as well. Rather than just end this stream, since Arthur is streaming it as well, I think anybody watching, we'll go right over to Arthur so we can give him some love and follow up there. But for all the players, thank you very much for
Thank you.
being here, and I'll see y'all again soon. If I can do this.
Adios.
Arthur, have you seen the Netflix show?
All right, there we go. We're rating Arthur Fortune. You can grab... MJ, you did it before I could even type it. Thank you very much, MJ. And Mark, if you're still here, thank you, both of you, for being mods and being helpful. That's not the thing I wanted. Delete that message. Or not. I can't do anything. Why didn't it copy? Oh my god, my computer's not working. Anyway, whatever. We'll go say hi to Arthur. I'll hit the raid now button. I'll talk to you later. Bye.